In today's video, we are diving into LinkedIn, specifically how to maximize your reach on LinkedIn. And I'm here today with an interview guest, Dr. Pele. So say hi to him, everyone. So first, let's jump off with your story. What do you do and how'd you get there?
Hey, Amanda, it is just a joy to be on your show. We've been looking forward to this. I really appreciate the invitation and this conversation. So basically, I'm the founder of Velocity Jam. I'm also a podcast host for something called Profitable Happiness, the Profitable Happiness Podcast. And with Velocity Jam, I basically help entrepreneurs, business owners use their content to create clients. And basically the way that works is, you could do a bunch of hard sell and advertise and just knock on doors, or you could just tell a great fun story and have people just want to come to you instead of you going to them. Yeah, that's what we do with content with Velocity Jam. Yep.
Yeah, and just to give you guys a little background, I was actually on his podcast and his show, and we really vibed. And so we decided to have him come on, and we've continued talking, and I'm really loving what he is doing. So I'm very excited to have him dive into LinkedIn because he's definitely a pro when it comes to that. So let's talk about, I'd love to know how you decided to get into LinkedIn.
Well, to be really honest with you, like most people, I was on Facebook. I was on, every network I could find because I thought, I was supposed to be making friends with everybody. And then I realized that, wait a second, these aren't really friends anyway. And so I was looking for a more honest network, a network where I could actually look for business referral partners or clients or just alliances in the light of day. And that network, the only network, the social network that focuses on building business to business relationships is LinkedIn, period. And so that's kind of how I moved away from Facebook and other places and started focusing on LinkedIn, because when you get known on LinkedIn by your ideal clients, you can really build relationships over time. It works.
It really does. And what year did you make that switch, just to have some context as well?
A couple of years now.
Okay.
I could go back 3 years, but I think that's when I was still sort of, I was everywhere. You know what I mean? Now I am happy to say I'm very focused. And by the way, YouTube is a secondary outlet for me, right? So I'm big on video like you are, Amanda, and I use YouTube as an outlet, but my main content and interactions are on LinkedIn.
Yeah. And I'm the opposite. So it's perfect.
Yeah,
we'll hit both sides. So
exactly.
Yeah. So, and then one question before we dive into the other ones. If someone was just wanting to get into LinkedIn and they're feeling like, oh no, you've been on it for 3 years, what would you say to that person? Is it too late to start on LinkedIn? And how does that work? How do you see that?
That's a really good question, because a lot of people want to know if things are too late because things are trending or not trending. The thing about LinkedIn is that it's not about the trends. It's about you and the people that you would naturally attract. So whenever you show up, as long as you come as you are, as long as you truly know who your ideal client is, when you share content, they'll find you. Right. And you'll find them. And that's all that matters. So it's not a question of it ever being too late. Just come as you are when you're ready.
Yeah. And just to piggyback off that too, like LinkedIn is the fastest growth platform right now too. So even if you are just getting started, like you can really make some serious progress within it, because so few of people have hopped on the platform and are taking advantage of it. So not only can you kind of avoid, you don't have to follow the trends necessarily, but it's also not too late. So
yeah,
awesome. All right. So who do you think is best suited to start on LinkedIn?
Okay. Now I'm going to give you a controversial answer here. In my opinion, the best suited people are people who are willing to not get married on a first date. Okay. There is too much on social media of people saying, hey, I just met you. Hey, here's my product. Buy my product and let's go. No,
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't work anymore. It used to work. There was actually a time when you could just send a direct message to someone or even just do a quick advertisement and like, boom, you got a client that's paying you thousands of dollars.
And
That
LinkedIn
time,
is notorious for that too, I think, as
exactly. And you
well.
don't
So I'm
want to
glad you're
be,
diving into this.
yes, you do not want to be one of those spammy people that are trying to get married on a first date. So the person that I think would benefit the most from being on LinkedIn is someone who's willing to slow things down and build relationships. That's what the platform is really good for. What do I mean by building a relationship? You connect with someone because of the value that you bring to them and maybe the value that they bring to you. And over time, through conversations, you discover how you can help each other. You don't just show up and try to get a client. Doesn't work.
So very true. On any platform for that matter. You got to think about real people and root your content strategy in that, not these abstract people that are going, no, you don't buy on the first time that you meet someone. Like it takes 7 touch points. So we have to really think about that. So I love that answer. And a follow-up question to that too, would you say that LinkedIn is only if you are B2B? Do you think it could work for other type of businesses that are looking, that have a little bit more of a personal type approach to what they do, like, I don't know, weight loss or relationships or anything like that? What's your take on that?
The conventional wisdom is that LinkedIn was originally just for business to business interaction. So by that, I mean, you're selling to other businesses. You're not selling to individual consumers, right? Which would be B2C. But that is completely over. Okay. LinkedIn is for anybody with a B, business. because because if you've got a business and you want to connect with consumers or other businesses, you got to build relationships with them. And LinkedIn is a place where they all naturally exist because, I mean, as you said earlier, Amanda, the network is growing. I mean, 700 plus million active users and counting. I think they're trying to give Facebook a run for its money, to be honest with you. They're working hard on that.
I agree completely. And if you guys have been following my channel for a while, you know that I dove deep into LinkedIn just a few months ago just to figure out, like, what is this platform all about? How does this work? And I think what's super cool about it is that you can actually curate your audience on there. And this is something that's so unique compared to any other platform that I've found, is that you can like go in, you can search with keywords to find your ideal customer, and then you go down and you connect with those customers. So from that standpoint, it really is, like you said, anyone with business can be on LinkedIn because you can curate those individuals and find them and then start having your content like really speak to them.
Yeah, and that's a really good point for YouTube folks, because the advantage of YouTube, as we all know, is that it's a search platform, right? People are looking for something specific and you can put yourself in that sort of path. So that's a great thing. But with LinkedIn, people join by telling you who they are. Here's my title. Here's my function at my job. Here's what I do. So you actually know who they are. All you have to do is search by title, search by function or by company, and you get exactly who you're looking for. And then you can build followership or connections, as you said earlier, precisely in a way that no other network, not Facebook, not Instagram, not YouTube. Nobody tells you your title on YouTube or anywhere else. On LinkedIn, right, you know who they are exactly.
And you can see their history and everything. So it is an amazing platform. So let's say someone's watching this video and they're like, all right, I've heard Amanda talk about LinkedIn. I know it's a great platform. I'm considering it myself, but I also have no clue where to start. What would be 3 tips for someone that is just getting started that you might have?
You know, I'm probably going to sound like a broken record for people who have heard what I'm about to say, but start with why, right? As Simon Sinek's book evangelizes, start with why. Like, what is the purpose of your business? How do you help people? Who are your ideal clients? You know, those sort of foundational questions are so important. Why? Because the first thing you have to do on LinkedIn, and this is my second thing. So the first one is start with who you are, why, and all those kinds of foundational questions. The second thing you have to do is you have to create a profile that sells you. Right.
Okay,
One of the problems
before you move on, because I want
Okay.
to highlight this why topic, because this is one of
Okay.
the things that I love about how you run your business with profitable happiness, right? Like starting at a place, like building a business that you genuinely love. And I'm the same way in this area. So a lot of people say start with why, right?
Mhm.
How do you do that? How do you get clear on your why? Like what would, and I know that this, I'm putting you on the spot here, so no worries, but I'm curious if you have any tips for someone in that area. Like what does a why
You know,
look like maybe?
yeah. One thing that I can say with confidence is that why leaves clues. If you look
Mm.
back at your own life, just close your eyes and think of your own life and look at the patterns of the things you enjoy doing, the things the world has celebrated you for, maybe even the things where you've been profitable, right? Those things that you enjoy doing and do well, they all are candidates to be part of your why. Okay. But you got to take some time to think about how to actually move forward in terms of business, because I'll give you an example. See, me, I don't know if you guys can see that guitar. Actually, no, it's out of the
Oh, here,
frame.
here. Is it?
Oh, there it is. Yes.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Okay. I am a seasoned musician. I love music. I've been a music producer. I've had Billboard charting records, major label records. I've done that stuff. But music is not the core business I do. I'm not trying to be Michael Jackson or Prince, okay? But I know that I love music and music is my life and I write songs all the time. And so guess what music has become? Something that I have brought along with me. So instead of finding your passion, bring your passion with you. And guess what your passion becomes? It's the content for your marketing. The things you
Oh,
love, yes, the things you love become the things that make you unique for your marketing,
yes.
right?
That's
Like
so
if you see
true.
my chest here, I don't know if you can see that, my
Yeah.
T-shirt. I've got my guitar right there. I'm Dr. Pele, the musician, the storyteller, the whatever, right? Bring your passion with you. That's how you create your profitable happiness. That's how you use your why in your business. Do not leave the things that inspire you behind, because then you won't be inspirational to anyone else.
And
Okay. So
it's a sure way for burnout to happen as
exactly.
well.
Don't leave the things you love behind. Bring them with you. Right. And then the second thing for the
Yeah.
3 tips, the second thing is use these things that are powerful and unique about you to build a profile on LinkedIn that is going to sell you. You know, the problem with LinkedIn is that a lot of people started out using LinkedIn as a job database, a resume place. Oh, here's what I do. Here's what I did. Here's how many blah, blah, blah. Just a listing of companies you work for. That doesn't work if you're an entrepreneur. What you have to do is focus on your ideal client and what they're looking for, so that when they see your profile, they're going to want to engage with you and learn more about you and maybe even buy something from you. So that's number 2. So number 1 is get your why down, right? Number 2 is get a profile that really, really works. And then number 3 is develop a content strategy. This is the most important thing. Develop a content strategy that speaks to your ideal customer. So it's not about Facebook where you're going to share cats and dogs, unless you're a vet, I suppose, or maybe you work with cats and dogs. It's not like that. It's not for fun and games, in my opinion. You use fun and games to create interest. But you've got to focus on what is in the mind of your ideal customer with your content. And then the fun and games can be what you use to just make it fun and interesting. If you don't focus on your ideal clients, then your ideal clients will never focus on you. That's it. So number 1,
That's
find your
good.
why. Number 2, build a profile that sells you when you're not there. And number 3, build a content marketing strategy so that what you share becomes why people want to connect with you.
And there's plenty of resources on this channel for you guys if you're struggling with your content strategy. So definitely be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. And by the way, if you're finding value in this video, be sure to click like and drop a comment below as well. And I'm going to link to Dr. Pele's YouTube channel below this as well, because he has tons of content for how to create that content strategy on LinkedIn as well on his channel. So definitely be sure to give him some love.
Although I'm a small YouTuber compared to you, Amanda. Let's just get that straight right now.
He is, only because he has just begun. You guys know how this works, right? We talk about this.
Yeah,
Those times where you're promoting your content and there's, you're just getting started and there's a few views. But hey, that's where I began. That's where everyone begins. So, yeah. And I'll also be sure to link to his LinkedIn profile, which is the main point of all of this, or his main content platform. There you go. All right. So let's dive into, like, you're talking about this content strategy. Yes, we want to create a content strategy. What kind of content performs best on LinkedIn?
There was a time when, put it this way, LinkedIn is flaky. I hate to say it, but they have changed the answer to that question so many times. There was a time when people would say, hey, you got to have 100% text, no video, just text, but make it like a story and separate each line of text with a space so it's very easy to read. I mean, people have gone that route and it worked for a while until it didn't. Okay. And then people have moved to, well, you need images because that's, dynamic, or you need video. And video got really big on LinkedIn for a while, but now it's almost like if you do an A/B test, I'm not seeing lately in my experiments too much of a difference between text and video. What I'm finding out, or even, but there's some things that have changed. Like articles used to be bigger. Now they're not as powerful as posts. So on LinkedIn, if you want more traction, you want to use a post because people just won't see your articles for some reason, so there are different things. But out of all of this, what I've learned about LinkedIn is that they're really looking for engagement. So no matter what you put out there, if people don't engage with that content, it's not going to be seen widely. So engagement is really the key, not the type of content. I've also found that video is more powerful just because everybody's on their, iPhones or mobile devices, and it's so easy to just watch a video and not have to read a bunch of stuff. So you want to think in terms of engagement and use video if you want to bring that fun, cinematic, educational, edutainment, all that stuff works best for me with video.
Yeah, I think it's always a balance. And I think that's why LinkedIn is so amazing too, is because text posts still work super well, right? Like that is not the case on the other platforms. So it's really cool, I think, that you can have video content and then you can support that video content with text posts, because if you're being consistent, it's going to be really challenging to, like, I create one video per week for YouTube. Well, if I was doing that on LinkedIn and I had to create 5 videos per week, that's a lot of content. But if I created 1 video per week and 4 text posts, that's now suddenly more sustainable. But you bring up an amazing point about the engagement, because engagement is everything. So tell me a little bit more about that and how to really maximize engagement on LinkedIn.
So first of all, the biggest problem many of us can have is to have a bunch of great content, great videos, for example, that nobody's watching. That really can hurt because you put so much time and effort into doing that.
It's depressing.
So it could be a problem, right? So basically, what is engagement? Engagement is when other people see your content and it speaks to them so much that they want to like it, they want to comment on it, or they want to share it. That's engagement. And, I know some of this is what we call vanity metrics, okay? Meaning people are looking, how many views did I get? That doesn't matter as much, okay? But engagement is, are people genuinely connecting with your stuff? Now, the way I define engagement goes one step further than what I've seen out in social media. I also define engagement as what I call velocity, which is how many people are moving away from LinkedIn to your offer, whether it's an email opt-in or a sales funnel or something else. That movement away from LinkedIn, I call that velocity, right? If you think of speed, you can be running really fast on a treadmill or a hamster wheel.
Right. Yeah.
and not going anywhere. So you've got to design a system whereby your video, your text, whatever it is, gets people engaged with you and takes them off the platform to come and get something from you elsewhere. That's the key. And you have to be able to measure that, because if you can't count how many people are leaving one platform to go to your other platform, what's the point? You won't know what's working and what's not. So that's how I define engagement.
And this is one of the things that I've been so impressed with you with watching how you do your business, is because you have figured out a system for how to track ROI with your LinkedIn content and seeing exactly where people are, how many people clicked through, how those people have moved through your funnel. Because once again, this is not just about creating content and putting content out into the world. It is about actually getting traction. Like you said, no one wants to run on that hamster wheel, right? That's what this new direction of the channel is. So I love this.
Yep.
So I am very excited, you guys, to talk about Velocity Jam, which is something that is brand new. And now I'm going to pass the mic to Dr. Pele to introduce this, because this is something really cool. And the fact that you've watched through this video so far, you're about to get a really big bonus. So let's dive into Velocity Jam.
Thank you so much, Amanda. You know what? Is it okay if I share a screen when I talk about this?
Absolutely. Go for it.
Yeah, let me see if I can just share my screen right here. Can you see this?
There we go.
Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
Awesome. So basically, think of Velocity Jam as a place where you can do three things. Number one, you're outside of LinkedIn, but you use it to build relationships. You use it to increase the reach of your content, and then you look at your results. So for example, you can come over here and you can schedule a solo jam or a group jam and kind of put in, your LinkedIn data and, the LinkedIn posts rather, that you've decided to share. And you can go in later on and see how your posts are doing. You can go over here and you can discover other people's posts and engage with theirs. But the key thing is, as you build these relationships, you can actually see what your relationships and your content is doing on LinkedIn. It's really difficult to be driving a car blindfolded, right?
Yeah.
If you can't see, how many clicks did I get from my post over to my site, you'll never know that was a good post. Like if you look over here, I had the highest engagement I've had and velocity was from this post right here, right? It was a podcast with Seth Godin. There's another one actually. I have 6 different clicks from that particular post back to my website, right? Mm-hmm. And you can start that velocity and you can see exactly how that's working. So this is all about counting things. You have to be able to see how many reactions, comments, clicks, and velocity, and everything that's happening inside of your LinkedIn so you can make powerful decisions about how to move forward. So it's just really important that we are not running around in the blind, right? We actually create content and we can pivot, we can improve, because we can see. My best analogy for this is you got to get off of that speed hamster wheel where you don't know where you're going and you're just standing still. And you got to start creating movement, clients coming towards you automatically by getting off of that hamster wheel. And that's what visibility and results helps you do with Velocity Jam.
I love it. So a quick recap for you guys, right? Just to make sure that this is for sure landing. This is essentially, it's a platform for you to get on and share your LinkedIn posts with a group of people who have committed to engaging with your post, and then in exchange, you engage with theirs. And it has a whole system to where it actually works really well. Dr. Pele has worked through the kinks of a lot of these other platforms that do the same thing, but he's taken it and put it on steroids in a way. So not only is it that engagement, but it also then takes it through all the way into tracking your results and knowing what content is actually working, what's not working. You can get feedback from your peers on what's resonating or what's not resonating, which is such a cool feature, especially when you're first starting.
Actually, the funny thing about that feedback comment is we focus more on feedback than any commitment for you to engage with other people. In fact, we've stopped back, in the day when people did that kind of stuff, you're right. They would say you have to be committed to engaging with other people. We don't do that. There's no engagement requirement whatsoever. You engage if you want to. And here's the magic thing. If you want reciprocity from people, you have to give to get. So just by natural reciprocity, you'll get engagement if you give engagement to other people. But as far as a requirement, none whatsoever. So it's not even remote. Yeah.
Thanks for correcting me there. So
no, it's not a correction because we still do provide group jams, but we also do solo jams, and we just don't require it. That's all.
Okay, I love that. That's so good.
Yeah.
So how does someone get involved or get started?
Well, the first thing is I would love for you to continue to subscribe to this channel because I think Amanda's stuff is great. And you know that because we've done our own podcast and I really enjoyed your training and your support. So subscribe to this channel is the first thing because you'll hear about what we're doing. Yeah, okay. The next thing is I think, Amanda, you're going to leave a link below, which is going to take people to a free beta that we're doing right now. Now, I don't know when you'll see this video. What is this? This is February of 2021. It's not going to be free forever, okay? But if you see this probably in the month of February, maybe sometime in March, we're doing a free beta where you can join and basically use the software for free, and it'll be a lifetime free beta. However, we don't take everyone that joins us. So you've got to actually do an application form. So tell us about your business and what your goals are, and we'll get back to you and select you to join us. We'll invite you to join us. So it's a little bit exclusive because we're looking for people who actually want to use content in a very powerful way on LinkedIn. Okay, so there's a little bit of making sure that we get quality going in there. But other than that, it's a free beta opportunity and it's below.
Which is amazing, you guys. So this, like he said, this is not going to be free for very long. So definitely be sure to apply and see if you can get on board with it. If you've been following this channel for a while and you're creating great content and it's just a matter of getting your content out to more people, then this is really a perfect opportunity for you. So follow the link in the description below, and we'd love to hear your thoughts too. If you want to reach out to us on social media or LinkedIn, right? Let's say LinkedIn specifically. You could reach out to us and tell us what your thoughts are as well. So Dr. Pele, thank you so much for being here and giving so much value to the audience. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Amanda. It's always a joy to hang out. And I'm a student of yours. So, if I can help with LinkedIn, you help me with YouTube, I'm happy.
Reciprocity, right?
Reciprocity. There you go.
All right, y'all. Thanks for watching this video. If it was helpful, be sure to click like, drop a comment below letting me know, and I'll see you in the next video.